Welcome back to Simbright Fashion Academy YouTube channel for another interesting tutorial. In this class, I'll be teaching you how to sew this beautiful high-load gown, as you can see right there on the video and on the thumbnail. Okay, so it actually has a kimono sleeve and a straight neckline. So if this is what you want to learn in this class, I will encourage you to stay till the end of this tutorial to learn. Making use of 3 yards of fabric. So your fabric can be crepe, it can be silk. So here I'm making use of a silk fabric. So I have exactly 3 yards of it right here. So out of these 3 yards, for the down part I'm going to use 2 yards, and the upper part I'm going to use a yard. So the silk fabric has the length of 60 inches. The 3 yards, I've separated it into 1 and 2 yards. So like I rightly said, this 1 yard I will be using it for the upper bodies right now. So after the upper bodies, we'll use the 2 yards for the high load down part. So I'll take off the 2 yards because we want to work on the 1 yard right now. So the first thing you are going to do, so after separating the 2 yards and 1 yard for upper piece and lower piece, here is 1 yard for my upper piece. So from this end to this end I have 36. So this 36 inches, I'm going to fold it into 2 equal parts. Okay, so I'm going to fold it into 2 equal parts. So this is a cut together kimono. So once I fold it this way, I'll have 18 or thereabouts. Okay, so I have 18 at that point. So the next I will do is to fold it this way again. I'm going to fold it up to the length of 18 inches again. Okay, so because it's actually a kimono sleeve, so I'll just fold it on another 18 inches. So I'm trying to arrange it because this fabric is a silk fabric and it wobbles. So I'll take the measurement right now to be sure I have the 18 inches folded from this point to this point. So I'll just adjust it a little bit to that 18 inches. Can you see that? All right, so from here to here is almost 18. So I'm going to cut out the excess because is like I said, is a cut together. So I'll just cut out the excess right now. So after cutting the excess, I'm going to start taking my measurements. So this part is going to be, the folded part is going to be the center front, while this other part is going to serve as our shoulder line. So let me keep it this way. I'm just trying to keep it in a way that you see it well. So this part now is going to be the shoulder, and this is going to be the center front. So the length already is 18 inches. Okay, that is half of the 1 yard. So I'm going to start taking my vertical measurement, but before I do that, I'm going to advise you to pin this fabric. Because of the nature of the fabric, you need to. So after doing that, the next I'm going to take now is the measurements on my vertical line. So for my vertical line, I'll place my tape right here. The first vertical measurement from this shoulder line is my chest line. So my chest line is 9 inches. I'm going to add half an inch to it, which is 9.5. So I'll just go ahead and rule that line. So I just want to get a straight line. So I'll just mark and then come in with my ruler and rule the line across like this. So I just rule it like this. So it's actually a very simple dress anyway. So if you follow these instructions on this video, you'll be able to get this beautiful dress. So here I place my tape and I'm going to mark my waistline. So my waistline is 17 and half of it is 17 and half. So I'll place my tape right here again and mark 17 and half. So the 17 and half corresponds with the length of the dress. So I'll just trim out the excess right here because the folded part is already at 17 and half. So after that, I'm going to impute my measurement. So the first measurement on the horizontal is your shoulder divided by 2, which is 7 and half. I'm going to mark. So at that point of 7 and half, I'll just go ahead and do what? Make a notch to it. So you make a notch to that 7 and half. Although we will still open up this neckline. The neckline is just a straight neckline. So after that, the next I'm going to take is my sleeve measurement. So from here, my sleeve measurement is at 8 inches because it's a kimono and it's going to have a turn up as well. So I will do 8 and half. Okay, so I'll mark at 8 and half. So at that 8 and half, I'm going to take my sleeve measurement right now. So at that 8, my sleeve measurement for my kimono, I always like to go by 11 inches. Okay, 10 inches for my kimono. So I'm going to do 11 inches or let me do 10 inches. So at this 10 inches I marked, it's going to be a straight line because it's kimono. So I'll come back here and take from center front to that point of my sleeve. I have 16 and half. I'll come over to that 10 inches, which is below my chest line, and mark 16 and half. So I'll be able to have a straight line. So that straight line, I'll use my ruler and make it straight like this. Okay, so I don't know if you saw my chalk line, so but just make it straight from the shoulder to the 10 inches measurement. Just make it straight. So now I'm going to come over to my waistline, and on the waistline right here, I'll take the measurement of my waist measurement. So my waist measurement right here is 38. I'm going to divide 38 by 4. If I do that, I will have 9 and half. So I'll mark the 9 and half, and I'm going to add 1 inch for my seam allowance. So in other words, from the center front, I have 10 and half. I'll come over below the line of my chest line. I'll mark 10 and half. So I'll use a straight line for that 10 and half. Okay, so I'll just use a straight line like this. So now we are supposed to take the measurement of our bust circumference. So my bust circumference divided by 4 is 10 plus 1 inch is 11. Okay, so I will mark it on the chest line right there, which will also extend to the 10 inches which I marked for my kimono sleeve. So this is it. So I'm going to position my ruler right now. So I'm going to place my ruler like this. From that bust circumference which I marked up my chest line, I told is 40 divided by 4, which I got as 11, plus 1 inch seam allowance is 11, which I got as 10, plus 1 inch, which is 11. So I'm going to mark this way. Can you see? This one is 10 and half, the waistline. So just make a curve on that line. So that curve is just very little. So I will connect it to the kimono sleeve like this. I believe you understand. So that is going to be the bodice of this dress. So I will quickly cut what I have here. So before you cut, make sure you have your waist accurately. So I'm going to cut from the waistline. I'll take it to the point we marked. Okay, then I'm going to cut it straight like this. All right, so that is it. So this part is the center front and center back. So like I said, it's just a very straight sleeve. So from this point, I'm going to open up the sleeve and we are going to join it back, but I still have my notch at that point. So I just cut the sleeve from the notch. I cut the shoulder part of my sleeve from the notch, and I will open it up and cut the remaining part of the neckline. So this is how it's going to look like. So I'll open it up and cut the remaining parts of the neckline. So I still have my notch on the neckline. So this is what we have for the kimono part of this sleeve. So I'll just go over to my machine now. I'm going to join the sleeve again from the notch area. I'm going to join it to the end. I'll also do the same for this to the end. So I have stitched from the notch to the end, and I've done that. So what I have here now from this notch to this notch is my neckline. Okay, so it's supposed to be at 15 inches, so maybe I didn't take it very well. So this is my shoulder line. The whole of this should be your shoulder line. Okay, so here I should have 15, so I'll just come in by half an inch, a little bit more. So after that, I will go, this is the neckline as you can see. So I'm going to my weaving machine now because I love to use my hemming gum to hold it out. So but to achieve that perfectly, because without having these frills, I will go and search single, I'll weave it. So if you look very well, you can see I've weaved the edges, as you can see. So I still have the neckline. So I will just go ahead and lay my hemming gum. So this is what I'm going to do on my ironing table. So I will lay my hemming gum and I'm going to use my iron and iron it to stick and finish up the neckline for me. I believe you understand. I will do the same for the other part. So now I'm done ironing it with my hemming gum. So I place my hemming gum on the neckline, as you can see. So I have to iron flat the seam line. So I did the same for the other part. So the next thing we want to do now is to go over to the sleeve. So for the sleeve is a turn-up sleeve. I'm going to take the measurement of my turn-up sleeve. From here to here, I have 20 inches. So I've already cut out my turn-up sleeve already, the band I'm going to use. So I have 2 of them. I placed it on fold and I also placed my hairstay. So for a neat finishing, make sure you hairstay so it relaxes well for you. So the length I have here is 21. So it's better you have an excess than a shortage. So after sewing to this, I'm going to cut it out. Then the width of my turn-up sleeve is 3 inches. So when I open it, I have it at 6 inches from this length to this length at 6 inches. So but we are going to place it on fold. So this is for the other sleeve right now. So now I'm going to sew this to this. So the way it is right here, right side to right side, that's why I have to turn it for you to see. So it's a turn-up sleeve. So I'm going to sew it this way. I'll pick it up like this and stitch at 0.5 to the end. You can see right side to right side, the seam line is going to be on the right side. So I'm going to stitch it now. So after sewing the band, this is what you will have right here. So by the time we turn it up, it will just be like this, and the inside will be neat like this. So I'm going to serge this part because the fabric frills a lot. So I'll go ahead and weave this to the end and do the same for the other. So here I've already ironed and turn it up. So I'll just place it like this. You can see how I folded it. So make sure the folding are equal from beginning to end. So when I'm sewing, I'll just sew like this. So I'm going to cut off the excess I told you about. So I'll cut it off. Then I'll go over to my machine now, put it together and stitch 0.5. Once I get here, I'll take 1 inch. So like I said, from here you stitch half an inch, then go in by 1 inch. So I'll just make a little snip on this part, but don't allow it get to the seam line, just to allow the sleeve to relax very well. Then if you look at what I have on the other sleeve, on the other side I did not get to the end because you are going to have a zipper, an invisible zipper on the side of this dress. So you have to stitch 0.5 and just stop a little above the curve. Okay, so just make sure you get a little above the curve. And I'll also do what? Make the same notches. Okay, so we are done right now with the front. I'm going to take the measurement of what we have from the part we stitched to the part that we have our, or let us take the whole measurement from here to here. So here I have 21. So this 21 inches now, I'm going to use it to cut out the down part. So this is the 2 yards which I set separate at the beginning of this tutorial. So I want to move over to the down part of this dress, and I want to use this paper to illustrate to you what I'm about to do in case you are unable to understand what I'm doing. So the 2 yards from here is my 2 yards. All the way from here is the 2 yards I cut out. And here is my length, which I told you is at 60 inches. So what I'm going to do now on my fabric is the 2 yards I have, I'll fold it this way. Can you see? So once I fold it, the folded edge, that is where we are going to have our waistline. So the whole of this is 2 yards right now. As I folded it from here to here, remains the 2 yards. So it's just from here to here that is 30 inches now, because I folded it into 2 equal parts. So the next thing I will do is to also fold it again. That 2 yards, I'll fold it again. So when I fold it again, I will now have 1 yard here. I will have 1 yard, which is 36 inches. So the measurement I'm going to take right now, which you are going to see from this center front, this is my center front and center back. I'm going to take the measurement I just took now, which is 21, divide by 2 is 10.5. That is what I'm going to do. So here I'm going to create a notch to it. So that notch I'm going to create right there determines where the waistline is going to stop. So I'll make a notch to it right now. So this is it. So the waist is going to be attached for the front this way and for the back this way. So now on my fabric, I'm going to separate this. I'm going to separate this while I still have my notch, okay? So I'm just showing you because this is exactly what I want to do. So this is front and this is back, and this is, we are going to join here. We are attaching our pocket from here 2 inches down. So we are going to attach our pocket from this notch 2 inches down. We are going to attach our pocket. So the same thing, 2 inches down, we are going to attach our pocket. The same thing here, 2 inches down, we are going to attach the pocket. So here will be attached to the waistline. So I'll show you how to go about it. So from this end to this end is 2 yards, okay, which I kept aside. So I just brought the other down part of it to match it. So that's the first thing you will do. So once you have matched the other side of it, you can see the length right now will reduce. Normally we have the length at 60. So when you place it on fold like this, you have 30. Okay, so I've already started sharing or cutting it out. So just cut it out, the 2 yards, cut it out completely. Can you see that? So you understand what I did here. The 2 yards, just share it on the length part into 2. So if I do that, this is what I have. So I just divided the whole 2 yards into 2 on the length part. Please take note, the yardage is still 2 yards. From here to here is still 2 yards. But what I have different now is the length. I divided the length, which is 16 to 2. I have 30 here and 30 here. So after doing that, you are going to pick up the 2 yards which you shared into 2. I'm going to put them together again, end to end, put them together like this. You see it, then you put it together again, and then I'll pick it up here and arrange it very well. So I'm arranging it, as you can see right here. So the fabric can actually wobble, but if you arrange it appropriately, you'll be able to get it. So I'm sure it's well arranged right now. So remember, we got our measurements as 21 on the bodies of the fabric. So I'm going to place my tape on the folded edge, which will serve as center front and center back for me. And I'll take the measurement of that 21 divided by 2, which is 10.5. So at this point, I've already made my notch, okay? So just make a notch at that point. I've already notched that part. So I'm going to pick up the bodies of the fabric because it's actually a very simple dress. So since I've notched, I'll take off this. One will be the front and one will be on the back. So the part that will be on the back or on the front, you can see my notch to the other notch. That is my waist measurement. It actually has a pocket, so I just want to show you how to go about the pocket. So here is my notch, okay, and that is the notch for the waistline, which we just measured now. So this is my waistline right now, which we measured at 17. So my pocket is going to come down by 2 inches, which is at 19. And the pocket opening is going to be at 7 inches. So all these parts right now, I'm going to do what? Make notches to them. After making the notches, I'm going to cut out the pocket. So I'm placing my fabric on fold and on another fold because I'm cutting 4 pieces. So from that point, mark 7 inches for your pocket opening, and then you can see how I place my hand. Just simply cut out your pocket. So right now I'm going to place this pocket to the sides of the down part where I notched. So now I've sewn the pockets, as you can see. So I still have my notch for my waistline. I also sew the pocket too on the other part and my notch on the waistline. So I'll just kiss the two together like this. So from the waistline, I'm going to stitch from there into the pocket, the normal way you sew your pocket. So I'll start from here at 0.5. I'm going to stitch at 0.5 till I go to the end. I'll repeat the same thing from the waistline like that. Let me do that. Alright, so you can see I've stitched the pocket. So I want you to look at what I did right here. From this notch where the waistline started, I started my stitching directly into the pocket and then down. But on this side where I'm going to have my zipper, I did not start my sewing from here. I started a little bit, like 1 inch into the pocket. The reason is because our zipper is going to run straight into the pocket before the pocket from the waistline. So I will now come in with my fabric right now, and this is the upper piece like this. So this is the zipper part, which I told you I stitched a little bit before the waistline, so we'll have a continuation of our zipper. So I'll just insert this into this right now. So we have it right side to right side now. So here you can see it's closed. So I'll just open up here this way. I stitch to the end. I'm going to match it from this waistline like this, and I'm going to sew across it like this till I get. So I'm done sewing, as you can see. So for this part that I stitch close, I stitched it completely. But for the part that will have the zipper, which I stitched a little, you can see it right there. So I'm going to attach my zipper right here now. So I'm going to just go ahead and sew my zipper on it like this. So right now I'm done sewing my zipper. So this is what my zipper looks like, as you can see. So we are done with this dress. So this is what it looks like at the end of the day. So I'm going to sew a belt to it. So in other words, my belt unfold is 3 or 3.5. So I'll just go and stitch it. You can make any length of your belt. So I'll just go and stitch close and turn it to the right side. So you can make use of 3.5 yards. Okay, so you can use half a yard for your belt and for your pocket. So let me stitch the belt. So here is my belt. I've sewn and torn and give it a good press. So your belt can be as long as you wish. And this is my dress. So you can see the neckline right here is very straight, and it has the turn-up sleeve as well. So I've ironed it, and this is how the waistline looks like. And the rest of it goes straight like this. Can you see? So, and this is the pocket. So by the time it falls, it gives us that high-low effect. So I have my zip on the side, as you can see. So once I want to wear it, I'll open it to have ease on the waistline, and I'll also zip it. So it's an invisible zip. So if you sew it very well, you might not be able to see any seam or any zipper at that point. So thank you very much for coming to this tutorial. I believe this class was helpful to you. So if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop a comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you once again. See you in the next class. Bye.